Hello my lovelies, Robbie here at Kickback Garage. It is only 3 weeks until Clocker Run, our official start of the season. I have 0 scooters that are rideable. We're going to fix that today. That is what we're going to remedy. So grab yourself coffee and I'll see you after the intro. I've still not sold my KTM. There is no sign of the sledgehammer engine to the Series 1. So I'm going to have to revert to plan C here. My thoughts on this was this. If I sold the KTM really quick, then I would actually build a completely new engine for this scooter here, wasting loads of money. But maybe I'll be able to sell some of the other parts that I had on this and get some money back. But what I fancy doing actually is building the new RT240, which is made for a 62 rod, which I coincidentally have in here. So what I've really fancied doing is getting this for the sledgehammer. That means using the Cyclone 5 sledgehammer, Cyclone 5 gearbox, sorry, and the primary for the sledgehammer, and then actually fitting 100% AF race speed parts in this engine. But because I am absolutely skint, I am going to have to revert to plan C, which is refitting the newly nickel-sealed cylinder RT240 into this machine. But what I want to do is, and I've really got much time. It's 3 weeks until Clocker Run, but tomorrow Finn is coming to the garage. Finally, he's sorted out his Vespa engine. So the next video that's coming is going to be about Vespas. And I need to sort this out today actually. So I need to take this engine out of the frame, fit the cylinder, do a leak down test, I have to change the rear tyre that is buggered. I'm going to have to use this one. I've ordered new tyres because the front tyre is also worn out. They'll come next week or something, so that I have a scooter ready if we're able to ride Clocker Run because of the wet weather. It's quite nice outside today actually, but it is minus degrees and a little bit icy on the road. So, but I mean, a lot happens in 3 weeks here in Norway. So what to do? I think I'm going to crack on. Another thing that I'm going to do today is have a look at the carb, because I am after watching the video with Jeff and Scott at the nickel-seal plating place, Landcourt, I am going to be fitting a filter and fit a filter, rejet the carb, fit a filter, start this thing up, all in this one video. I hope so. Fingers crossed. Let's hope everything is plain sailing. Let's get cracking. Ugh, need to clean this up. That is the engine out, and it is pretty filthy. I want to get rid of some of this shit. I think it's mostly just road dust. Before I open up the cases and fit the RT, I think you can see here it's just road dust. I gave it a bit of a spruce before I start working on it. I think while I've got it out, it's been a while since I've had this out. If this was a normal Innocenti case, or the original type case, I might have considered, or probably 100% done this. I probably would have changed all the bearings as well, because it's quite a high mileage motor. But, and the seals of course, while you've got it out in this stage, it's probably a very good idea to swap out your drive side oil seal. So you know you're going to get some good life out of it before you have to take it out again. But, because this is a Casa engine case, I'm going to be really lazy, which is nice. 4 years ago when I changed over from the SS240, I think you remember that, over to the RT, I changed all the bearings. The crankshaft is the original, so this engine and then the crankshaft have done, with different configurations, almost 50,000, I think it's 47,000 kilometers, which is pretty good. And I am actually on my second octopus bearing. I changed that when I broke the first iteration, obviously with everything of these lambretta stuff. First iteration of the octopus rear hub had a design fault, and I broke a lay shaft and a bearing, and I got new ones for free, which is good. That's how it should be, I reckon, if things fail. But yeah, so Rimini sent me a new one, and that's this one that I've got on here. So I don't think I'm going to go change that. And the reason why I'm not changing the drive side oil seal, I've changed that about 3 or 4 times, I think. Once on the road, on the side of the road in Sweden. That's about 10, no, I'm lying, because I've only had this engine case 8 years. So that was 7 years ago, I think. I think maybe the Swedes will remember that. But anyway, I changed that at the side of the road then, which is really cool. Probably it's the only engine you can do that with. And because they're so easy to change, I'm going to wait until this blows before I change, unless something happens to the primary after that up anyway. But it's really, really easy to change because it's on the outside, on the primary side. If you want to have a look at that, I have got some videos when I built up the Casa case a few years ago. So I'll put a link in that corner up there, I think. Or is it this one? We'll see when it comes. But, yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. For those that are interested, this is one of the earliest Casa cases ever made, and mine is number 83. Anyone out there with the lower number? They're certainly not 83, I can tell you that. I think a lot of the first ones got used on the Casa racing team and stuff like that. So I've been really, really pleased. It's a massive investment, but because of the ease of servicing it, I think it's worth it. It just, my seasons are so short that I really need to make as much as I can of them. And since I bought this Casa case, I've actually not had to pull this apart during the season, and never stood by the side of the road either, which is brilliant. And I think that's one of the reasons as well, is because you've got such a big sealing face around the crank here and the cylinder that, yeah, if you get an air leak there, you've done something really wrong. I have just checked the squish, and with a 0.5 mil base gasket, it comes to 1.1, which is pretty much bang on, I suppose. So what I need to do now, I always do that without the rings in, because it saves you a lot of hassle when you have to put the head on and off and the cylinder, so you don't have to fight those rings every time. And I checked the ring gap as well while I was at it. So what I'm going to do now is lube this up and fit the rings, fit the 0.5 base gasket and the head, and I will tighten it all down and let that sit for a couple of hours before I pressure test it. And what I thought I'd do while I've that is waiting, I thought I'd give my scooter a bit of a clean underneath the panels there, now that the engine is looking almost like new again. Ooh. Oh, it's pretty. Okay, while we are waiting for the engine to dry, I thought I'd show you which filter I went for. I went for the My Child Gas Performance. Comes with, handily, loads of different adapters, so you can fit them to loads of different carbs. But on the PHBH 30, quite handily, then this is just the bell mouth. Just put that in there, and it's just a question of screwing it on. I am going to be there you go, and tighten it up. Obviously, I have to fix it so that the CP logo is facing the right way. But what I'm going to do before I fit this is oil it. There's no point having a filter if you don't oil it, because that's what stops the shit getting through. And after like sort of long trips, you can wash these things out with diesel or some filter washer thing. But I'll show you that in a second. But something that horrified me was a strip. Because I'm fitting this, I will have to jet down on my carb. I was so sure that I had AV268 on this setup, and I do not. I have an AV266. So I'm not sure if I want to go all the way down to a AV264 with a filter. Apparently these work pretty well and don't have to, you just like have to drop the jets minimally. But we'll see about that once I've started and I start setting it up. I'll definitely do a video on this filter all by its own. And I thought I'd just tell you what else I'm going. I am on the Reed Valve RT. I feel that the 45 slide, which is a little bit weaker than the 50 slide these come with, I feel that that is, or is it a 40? And then the 45 slide is weaker. No, I think the 45 slide is definitely weaker. But I think on the non-Reed versions, I prefer the slide that the carb comes with on the 30s and 28s. I'm not sure why that is. I think it's because it's maybe a little bit more efficient in the mid-range. A thing that actually horrified me was the fact that I think because my failing eyesight, and I really don't understand how it run that well on it, I found out that the main jet, which is this at the top here, I found out that the main jet was 138. And that is horrifically tall for something running on a Clubman pipe. I don't know. I'd actually prefer, if I could have done, I would have preferred to fit 125, I think, main jet, and with the option of going down to 122 with the Clubman Sport and that filter. So I can't understand how it's run so well, but it was. I was looking in there, and it looked pretty blocked, the 137. So yeah, I think what I've done is gone to fit 127 and fit the wrong one. So yeah, whatever. It's really strange. But anyway, fit this 128, and I may have to go down to 125. I haven't got it to 125, so I have to order that when next time I order parts. One thing I forgot to mention is I have been running the X13 needle. So because I am fitting that filter and I had a horrifically big main jet, I've also I'm going to fit a X13-7, which is MB's own slightly weaker mix. It's what it is basically. It's in between an X13 and the X7 needle, so it's not as weak as the 7, but it's not as rich as the 13. Forget what my drift. So we'll see how this runs and starts. Motul air filter oil. Just put a little bit in the bottom there. Dunk it in. Just suck it through, like so, according to the instructions on the back of the air filter oil. It says wring it out. Don't wring it out. It says squash it, don't wring it out. I'll try and get rid of the excess here. Not easy with the shape of the filter, to be honest. Oh, come on. Oh, that was a lot of oil, man. So before I fit, I'm going to fit one of these as well to the sledgehammer when it comes. If you've got any tips on how I should be doing it, it doesn't get this this wet, soaked, then give me a shout. That has to apparently dry for 10 minutes or so. I can't see it going dry actually, so I might have to wring it out afterwards anyway. I just pressure tested the top here, and it's blowing profusively out of the bolt for the manifold. So what I thought I'd do to try and get this leak tight is double nut this, take it out, and then it's a bit awkward to get to actually. Double nut this, take it out. Is that loosened? And then I'm going to use, yes, it's coming. I'm going to use a thread sealer on that stud. See if I can get it to seal up a bit, because it seems to be coming from the stud itself. But it's the third time I had the manifold off, because firstly the gasket had split, probably over tightened it or something like that, so I sealed it again without the gasket, but it was blowing really badly here. So onwards and upwards. I'm having problems. Do a leak down test and use this wobbly cam, of course. It looks like, I thought it was leaking by the manifold. It's actually leaking through the barrel. What the hell do I do about that? Try again, I'll show you. I'm going to use this foam. Localize it a little bit easier. Watch now. There. That's under the manifold. After... Oh, you fucker! Right, after this came back from plating, I seem to have got myself a hole in the barrel. It's a bit annoying. I think I'm going to have to use some metal. It's in the cutout for the... Let's have a look. Let's see if I turn on this light. Can you see it? Yeah, you can't. If I do that, you can see it. There's a small hole in the boost port. I thought it was the stud, but it's not. It's nowhere near the stud. It's right down here. And if I turn that around, so what I'm going to have to do, I think I'm going to have to fill that, if I can manage to fill it, with some sort of metal putty of some sort. That's so annoying. It's quite thin there. So if I turn the barrel over and put my light through, you should be able to see where it is. Can you see it there? Dude, like a beacon. I was so sure. You can see I've got loads of sealant here because I was so sure that it was around this stud here, but it's in the barrel. So that means I will not be starting up Tourid today. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that. I think it's really, really difficult to weld as well because it's right on the corner of here, and I think that can be quite hard to get in, even with TIG. And I don't want my barrel to be disformed. But I think if I put some metal putty or something in there, that might be able to do the job. I really have to think about this. It's a bit depressing, to be honest. Anyway, oh, that's so annoying. It probably appeared through the process of replating it. Probably porous there from already, but there was definitely not a hole there, and the lining hasn't taken it. I don't know what to do. I give up. I will love you and leave you, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget, if you like this kind of stuff, go and do the old subscribe, thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra!